Imagine knowing exactly what's going on in her mind, even before you said a single word. You might think attraction is all about your smooth lines or your impressive stories. But here's the shocking truth. Every woman you've ever wanted has already made a decision about you. This happened long before you even opened your mouth. Her body picked up on your vibe, your energy, and made the call. And you were probably too focused on trying to impress her to even notice. But don't worry, this video is about to change everything for you. I'm gonna reveal the exact subtle signals her body gives off. These happen the very moment she feels your presence. And if you want to master how to trigger these reactions yourself, on command, my program, Attraction Secrets, dives deeper into building that magnetic presence automatically. The link for that is down in the description. Now, listen closely. Women don't fall for words. They fall for your presence. And what's truly wild is you don't even have to speak for her to feel it, because attraction doesn't start in her mind. It starts in her nervous system. Her body picks up on incredibly subtle clues. Things like your posture, your movement, even your stillness. It filters you instantly. Are you safe? Are you attractive? Or are you just forgettable? So, if you're tired of feeling overlooked and you're ready to finally read her true signals, then this is the video you've been searching for. Let's dive in. Trait number 1. She breaks her focus the second you walk into the room. Here's something important to understand about the human brain. It's designed to ignore almost 99% of its environment. It only locks onto what it perceives as truly important. So, when a woman is deep in conversation or glued to her phone, and you walk by, and suddenly her eyes shift toward yours, or her head turns slightly, or maybe her voice just starts trailing off mid-sentence. That, my friend, is her reticular activating system, also called the RAS, snapping into focus. The reticular activating system, or RAS, is the part of your brain responsible for filtering out all irrelevant information and locking in on what feels truly significant. It's the reason you can be in a super crowded room and still instantly notice when someone calls your name, or when something unfamiliar suddenly enters your space. The RAS isn't logical. It's purely instinctual. It's always scanning for changes in the environment, changes that could impact survival, safety, or even status. Her brain didn't process you as just another guy's. It processed you as a significant change, a disruption that happens because you carry a different energy. Most men are naturally noisy. Their posture is poor, their movements scattered, but when a man walks in with calmness, grounded body language, and stable movement, he shifts the emotional tone of the entire space. Women are tuned into that shift at an unconscious level. They don't consciously think, who is that? They feel something changed, and their biology makes them look. It's fast, it's subtle, it's reflective. But that reaction, it means you already stood out before you even spoke a word. Here's a real world example. Imagine you walk into a busy lounge or a coffee shop. There's a group of women mid-conversation, maybe laughing. One of them suddenly pauses. She glances up mid-laugh, then quickly looks down at her drink. You didn't speak. You didn't do anything obvious, but she felt something shift, and her nervous system forced her to react. So, pay attention to those quick, instinctive glances. Trait number 2, she suddenly touches her face, neck, or hair. Here's what's actually happening when she does this. When a woman experiences a sudden emotional spike, it could be curiosity, anxiety, or even sexual intrigue. Her nervous system gets slightly dysregulated. So, to self-soothe, she touches herself. She might brush her hair or gently touch her neck, which, by the way, is an area rich in nerve endings. These aren't just meaningless movements. They're pacifying gestures. These are actions her body does instinctively. They help her manage the energy surge she's feeling. It's basically her body's way of calming itself down. It's automatic. Her nervous system feels your presence before her mind even understands why. So, to deal with that rush of energy, her body does something small and familiar, like touching her hair or neck to stay in control. It's not planned. It's purely instinctual. But why does this happen around certain men? Because women don't consciously choose who they're attracted to. Their limbic system, which is the emotional center of the brain, responds to male presence before logic even gets a chance to step in. If you walk by and she starts fixing things that don't need fixing, or touches sensitive areas like the side of her neck or chest, her nervous system just gave her away, and she has no idea she did it. You've probably seen this at a bookstore, an airport, or the mall. You walk past a woman, and right as you're near her, she starts playing with her hair, or adjusting her necklace. She wasn't fixing anything. Her body was just regulating the spike your presence caused. So, keep an eye out for those subtle, self-touching gestures. Trait number 3, she looks once, then looks again, faster than she meant to. The first glance is pure instinct. The second one, that's where the psychology kicks in. Women are constantly scanning their environments. It's hardwired from evolution. Thousands of years ago, a woman's safety often depended on her ability to spot strength, stability, or even a threat, all before any direct interaction. So when she sees you and feels something different, her brain stores it, then quickly double checks. This is known as a reconsolidation loop. Her brain is running the signal again. Did I see what I thought I saw? Why did I feel that? It's the brain doing a fast replay. The first glance was her body reacting. The second one is her brain trying to confirm what just happened. It's like her nervous system said, pay attention. Now her mind is double checking the file. She's not thinking, she's tracking, and it happens within seconds. This isn't about how you look, it's about the energy behind your movements. When you carry confident awareness, eye contact that doesn't chase, and a walk that doesn't rush, you signal polarity. Her second glance is her body's way of confirming, this one's different. If you catch it, hold neutral eye contact. Without flinching or reacting yourself, you just caught her on a non-verbal level. Think about this. You're standing in line at a cafe. You feel eyes on you. A woman 2 tables over glances your way, then quickly looks away. 5 seconds later, she does it again. This time, she's pretending to sip her drink. That second glance is not random. That's her brain validating what her body already reacted to. So watch for that double take. Trait number 4. She adjusts her clothes or posture instantly. She was relaxed, now she's suddenly adjusting her top, or pulling down her sleeve, or sitting straighter. What's really happening here? Her body is reacting to perceived pressure. When a man with presence enters her space, her subconscious picks up on it and instantly tells her, be seen at your best. It's not about being insecure, it's about being aware. Her nervous system sees you as someone worth presenting well for, without her even thinking it through. It's a built-in instinct to raise her value. In the presence of a man who has status, she's regulating appearance in response to perceived male attention. This is called impression management, and it's a primitive reaction rooted in sexual selection. Back in tribal days, attention from the wrong man could mean danger, but attention from the right man meant protection, access, and status. So, women evolved behaviors to subtly increase perceived female value. The moment a high-status male entered the picture, she adjusts her clothes, not because she needs to, but because her subconscious says, I need to look my best right now. Even if she doesn't consciously want to like you, her body already decided to prepare for it. Imagine this, you're walking through the mall or into a waiting room, and a woman who looked totally relaxed suddenly adjusts her top and sits up straighter. You didn't speak. But the second your energy hit her radar, her body started optimizing presentation without her even realizing it. So observe those sudden adjustments. Trait number 5, she gets more animated, louder, or expressive, but not towards you. This is so commonly missed, it's insane. Women usually escalate their expression to signal attraction without facing the man directly. Wide, because it gives her visibility without vulnerability. That means she can attract your attention without putting herself in a position to be rejected. It's low risk, high reward. If you don't notice, no harm done. But if you do, now the interaction starts on her terms. This behavior, once again, is rooted in biology. For thousands of years, being too forward with the wrong man could mean social risk, or even worse. So, women developed a strategy. Make yourself seen, but never look like you're trying. That way, interest can be shown without pride being put on the line. Her voice goes up slightly, her laughter becomes a little more exaggerated, her hand gestures become a little more open. This is what behavioral psychologists call indirect signaling, and it's one of the most ancient female strategies for drawing attention without risking ego loss. You weren't in her conversation before, but now that you're nearby, she wants to be noticed without looking obvious. If you see the shift, wait, don't chase. Let her feel the tension of being observed, but not rewarded. That is what makes your presence addictive. This happens all the time at parties, bars, and even grocery stores. You enter the aisle or the room, and suddenly the girl nearby starts laughing louder than she was 5 seconds ago. She tosses her head back, exaggerates her movements without directly looking in your direction. She's not trying to be funny. She's trying to be noticed, without looking like she's trying to be noticed. So, keep an eye on her animation levels. Trait number 6. She changes her location to stay in your vicinity. She was across the room, now she's nearby. Not with you, but near enough to be noticed. This is proximity priming. It's her attempt to enter your awareness zone without direct contact, and it's biologically strategic. Why does she do this? Because proximity is a passive way to initiate without risking a direct move. Her being nearby makes it easier for something to just happen. Psychologically, this is called environmental availability. It's her way of signaling, I'm here if you want to engage, without having to admit that she wants it. It also allows her to read your energy up close, since if you're receptive, she gives herself an excuse to react. Women do this because they're trained to avoid direct rejection, but being in your field of view allows her to stay visible without looking desperate. It also opens a window for you to lead. She's essentially saying, I'm here. If you're aware enough, you have the green light. Most men don't see it, but the ones that do, they win without chasing. So, what does this look like in the real world? Let's say you're at a gym, a coffee shop, or some networking event. A woman you noticed earlier just happens to be using the machine next to you, or standing near the water dispenser, or looking at the same product on the shelf. A little bit of time passes, and you move to a different area. You look up, and you see her again. She's not lost. She's not random. She's placed herself in your vicinity, and she's waiting to see if you're sharp enough to pick up on the signal. She's practically begging you to say something to her. So, be aware of those subtle shifts in proximity. Trait number 7. Her friends react before she does. This is the loudest silent signal in the room. You walk past a group, one friend whispers, another one nudges. She blushes and looks away. Boom. You've already been seen, validated, and approved, all within a couple of seconds. This happens because women are socially wired to gauge attraction through group feedback. It's part of what's called social proof, except in her world, it's happening in real time. Her friends are reading her body language and reacting faster than she is. If she blushes or goes quiet, it's not embarrassment. That is exposure. They just noticed her response to you, and now she's trying to keep her cool. Here's why this matters. Women are tribal. Attraction is often co-regulated through social validation. If her friends approve of you, she's more likely to follow that instinct as well. So, when the group responds and she doesn't look at you again, that's not disinterest. That's basically social embarrassment. Because they called her out, you're already in her mind. And now you're in their conversation. You might see this happen in bars, birthday dinners, lounges. You walk past a table of girls and notice 2 of them glance at you. One says something under her breath, another nudges the girl next to her, and they giggle. The girl you weren't even looking at starts acting like she's focused on her drink. She's not. Her friends just exposed her, and now she's pretending she didn't notice you. But she already did. Every one of these signs means one powerful thing. You already took over her nervous system. Before you even spoke a single word, you didn't need to be loud. You didn't need to flex. You didn't need a pickup line, because your presence, not your mouth, did the talking. Most men never learn this. They miss these signs constantly, and then they wonder why the women they want always seem uninterested. The truth is, a lot of them were interested. They were just waiting for you to understand how attraction really works. So, what are your thoughts on these subtle attraction signals? Do you have any experiences where you noticed these? Let me know in the comments below, and I might make a video to answer your questions. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more insights into human behavior and attraction.